Robert Sporcher. I'm your host, Robert. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom 14. For the past 13 years, this is the 14th edition of Wrestle Kingdom. There's been one show, January 4th, one of the greatest shows of the year. This year, they decided to do two shows. July 4th, July 5th, Wrestle Kingdom Day 1, Wrestle Kingdom Day 2. Two of the greatest wrestling shows in the history of professional wrestling, in my belief. These two main events, if they weren't the best matches of the year ever, and so I just finished Day 2. We're going to go to the end, and we're going to go back. As you see here, it says chaos. Chaos is what's happened. Wow. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's 4 huge factions. The Bullet Club, Los Ingobernables de Japón, Chaos, Suzuki-Gun. The feud between LIJ and Bullet Club, shots were fired at the end of the show. The feud that we're going to get out of that is going to be unbelievable. Yeah. 70,000 people saw these shows live, these two shows live at the Tokyo Dome. Millions have watched it on New Japan. Fight TV had it as well. Just some of the greatest stuff ever. We're going to run down the book cards. We're going to start with Day 1. We're going to talk about the end. First off, I'm going to do my preview of the 19 matches. There's 20 matches total. There was a tag team women's match that was a dark match. It was not shown on NJPW World or on Fight. I don't have the results of that. But the 19 matches that we did see, of my picks, I was 11 for 19, 9 out of 11 on title matches. First match of Day 1, we had a 8-man tag. We had Henare, Alex Coughlin, Clark Connors, Karl Fredericks. Coughlin, Connors, and Fredericks all represent the LA Dojo. They were versus Tamara Homina, Toki Makabe, Uemura, and Yota Tetsuyu. Two of those represent the New Japan Dojo out of Tokyo. The Honma team won with the last team, the team out of the New Japan Dojo. I give it 3 stars. It's a nice little 8-man tag. Next up, we had Yuji Nagata and Manabu Takahashi versus Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Kojima. Nagata has actually wrestled at every January 4th show at the Tokyo Dome. The team of Tenzan and Kojima got the victory. I give it 2.5 stars. Actually, one of the ones I picked. An 8-man tag involving Jyushin Thunder Liger, his last January 4th match. We had Liger, Fujimani, Suzuki, Tiger Mask. Matter of fact, Liger has actually wrestled every Tiger Mask. There's been 4 different Tiger Masks, and Jyushin Liger has wrestled all 4 of them. So, Nuki Sono, Shinjiro Atami, Taiji, and Takawai. Yeah, I'm horrible with some of these names. The ones I'm not used to, I'm kind of real horrible with. Liger's team lost that one. The next match was another 8-man tag. This was Suzuki-Gun versus LIJ. We had Evil, Sanada, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi versus Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., and El Desperado. The Suzuki-Gun team got the victory. Minoru Cesaro's team, 3.25 star. Another 8-man tag. We had Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Toru Yano, Yoshi-Hashi versus Bullet Club of Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, Kenta, Yuro Takahashi. On the Chaos team of Goto, Ishii, Yano, and Hashi won. I give it 3 star. The first of 5 title matches on night 1. If you watch my preview, I nailed all 5. at 7 out of 10 on night 1 picks. IWGP Tag Team titles on the line. We had champions the Gorillas of Destiny versus Finjuice. Finjuice is Juice Robinson, David Finlay. They won the Best of the World Tag League to get the #1 contendership. Now, like I said in the preview, and the reason I picked Finjuice to win was the tag titles have changed hands 6 straight times at Wrestle Kingdom. Let's make that 7 straight. New tag team champions in Finjuice. I ended up giving the match 3 3/4 star. The IWGP United States title on the line. Texas Death Match. Lance Archer champion defending the title versus John Moxley. Mox was stripped of the title because of travel issues. He wanted it back. Lance Archer took his place in a no DQ match versus Juice Robinson. Lance won the title, vacated the title. Here we are. Mox showed up in December, challenged Archer, Wrestle Kingdom. Texas Death Match. Basically, in New Japan terms, that is obviously anything goes, submission or knockout. Only way you can win. John Moxley got the victory. I ended up giving it 3.5 star. I mean, there was some hardcore in it, but it wasn't really, the few of the spots. The biggest spot of the match probably would have been the Dirty Deeds off the ringside through 2 tables. That's kind of what went up for him. But, yeah, that's the biggest spot they had. I ended up giving it 3.5. It was a good little match. Mox is once again the IWGP United States champion. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on the line versus champion Will Ospreay versus the returning Hiromu Takahashi. Hiromu Takahashi was out 580 days with injury. He began 2018 after Wrestle Kingdom got hurt, vacated the title. He actually won the title from Ospreay, Wrestle Kingdom, what would that been, 12? He missed almost the entire 2019. He returned at the end of the year, missing Wrestle Kingdom 13. Here he's back at 14, back in the title hunt, winning the title from Will Ospreay, 4.5 star classic. Like I had said in the preview, I had picked him to win, that the Junior Heavyweight title has now changed hands 7 straight times at Wrestle Kingdom. So that's pretty much a gimme right there on that one. Next up, we had the beginning of 2 matches where the winners of the Intercontinental title and the winners of the IWGP World title would go on to main event day 2 on title versus title. The first ever dual champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. First up, we had the IWGP Intercontinental title. We had champion Jay White versus Tenzan Naito. A lot of people were wanting Naito to win this because number one, they hate Jay White. He's probably the most hated guy in Tokyo. I could have seen them wanting to put the title on him to build him up. Because if you look in history of professional wrestling, New Japan, WWE, etc., you put titles on people, you put them in big matches to get people behind them, aka Chris Jericho, first ever unified champion in WWE history. You just kind of do that kind of stuff to him. Now, this match, a lot of people didn't want Jay White winning this. I actually thought there's a chance he might. But he did not, which is what I picked. I picked Tenzan Naito to win. The reason I picked Naito to win, if you look at the history of New Japan, they don't flip titles like pieces of candy like a WWE would. With having 2 huge matches, one for the IC title, one for the world title, and the champion versus champion the next night, somebody had to win new, somebody had to retain, or both retain, or you were going to have 2 new champions out of day 1 going into day 2 and then flip a title again. So I mean, you don't flip titles like pieces of candy. Naito ended up winning the Intercontinental title on day 1, 4-star match. The greatest match in the history of matches that I've ever seen. The IWGP World Heavyweight title. Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi. I could sit here and just list off every spot they did. They had some just unbelievable chemistry in the ring. Their history together is just second to none. The story they told about Ibushi, I mean, he built his way up from, he was junior heavyweight. He fought his way to be in the heavyweight. At one time he left New Japan and went to WWE, was part of the first ever Cruiserweight Classic. Never signed a contract with WWE. Lost in the semifinals of TGP, came back, teamed with the Golden Lovers with Kenny Omega, was always that kind of guy on the cusp of becoming something big. He goes in 2019, wins the G1, got the title match, main event day one at Wrestle Kingdom versus Okada. These two guys went out there and put on a show. When somebody like Kota Ibushi hits 2 B triggers, and that still doesn't get Okada. Okada's got one of the greatest drop kicks in the history of professional wrestling. He's probably the smoothest in the ring. Rainmaker after rainmaker after, he hit 1.5 rainmakers, 2 pile drivers in order to beat Kota Ibushi. I gave it 5-star. I can't see any matches touching it this year. That may be the match of the year. We're on July 4th, or January 4th. I texted G-Man with Pulse, and my comment in the text was, this may be one of the best matches I've ever seen. So, yeah, just unbelievable. Great match. Okada retaining his IWGP World title, which sets up Naito versus Okada Night 2. That match did not disappoint in no matter at all. Holy cow. I'm still just geared up for that match. It's unbelievable. It's like, you've all watched matches, you all know that match, and you're watching it and you're like, oh, yeah, it was the entire, yeah, I'm still kind of keyed up for it, which is an awesome feeling, because it's like, oh my god. So let's start night 2. Night 2 of the Wrestle Kingdom. First time ever, night 2. Yeah, please, keep it up. First match, 6-man tag titles in a gauntlet match. Never open weight 6-man tag titles, gauntlet match. First two teams were Team Bull Club and Team Chaos. Team Chaos got the pinfall there. Bull Club eliminated. Next up, Chaos versus Suzuki-Gun. Unfortunately, Suzuki-Gun was the team that I picked to win. Chaos ended up winning there. Next up was LIJ. You're going to hear that a lot in this show. LIJ. The team of LIJ was Evil, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi. They beat Chaos, which brought out the 6-man tag team champions of Togi Makabe, Toru Yano, and Taguchi. LIJ, you're new. Never openweight 6-man tag titles. Great for Los Ignorables de Japón, short for LIJ, or LIJ short for that. I give it 3 3/4. Great match, good starting match. The next match was the farewell match for Jyushin Thunder Liger. It was a tag team match, him and Noko Sono, who was a longtime rival of his, teaming up against Lee, current Ring of Honor television champion, teaming with the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi. Lee and Takahashi has had a feud going on in the past, so it was almost kind of, it was 4 guys who have feuded in the past came together as a tag team for Liger's last match. Going forward, I do definitely see a feud between Lee and Takahashi. They were able to get the victory. Lee pinned Jyushin Thunder Liger in Liger's last professional wrestling match. I give it 3 3/4 stars. It was a good match. Next up, we had the first title match of the night. We had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles on the line. We had Roppongi 3K versus Bullet Club's El Fantasma and Taiji Ishimori. Just like I said in the preview, the Junior Tag titles have actually changed names a bunch at Wrestle Kingdom. Junior Tag titles, will they be? Here we go. 7 of the 11 times they've changed at Wrestle Kingdom in 4 straight. That continues on to 5 straight. We have Roppongi 3K, reigned by Rocky Romero, Sho, and Yo, as the new Junior Heavyweight Tag titles. I'm just excited to see such a young, great team kind of moving, kind of getting the titles again, getting a little run here again. They remind me a lot of the Young Bucks of 5 years ago, before the Young Bucks bulked up and became the heavyweight tag team champions. They were feuding with Roppongi 3K, so it's going to be great to see Roppongi 3K kind of build themselves up. Hopefully they stay together because they're a great team. Obviously, Bullet Club Team El Phantasmo is actually one of my favorite British wrestlers out of the UK. He's actually the Rev Pro British Undisputed Cruiserweight Champion right now, so that's kind of cool. He's kind of doing double duty there. I give it 4-star. Great match. Next up, speaking of the Rev Pro, we have the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship on the line. Rev Pro and New Japan have a working relationship. A lot of the young guys from New Japan will go on excursion. They'll go to Rev Pro and work over there and do a lot of stuff. Hikalali and Ridno Radio are over there right now. Building them kind of stuff up over there. It's kind of like a minor leagues for New Japan, which is pretty cool. A lot of the talent will go back and forth. Zack Sabre Jr., multiple-time British Heavyweight Champion, defended title against Sanada. I was really hoping Sanada would win this. I really wanted him to win this, kind of build him up. It was a great match, though. I might not give it 3 3/4. Zack Sabre Jr. getting the submission victory over Sanada, which is pretty cool to see, but it was a good match. Next up, we had the IWGP United States title on the line. We had Jon Moxley pulling double duty. Defending the title versus Juice Robinson. These two guys have had history. Back in FCW, which is before NXT. They're in Orlando, in Florida. And they were best friends. They were, best friends. Mox Dean Ambrose turned on Juice, and we all know what happened. Dean Ambrose became World Heavyweight Champion. Blew up with the Shield. Juice ended up leaving FCW. Went to New Japan to build his own kind of separate career. Went through the dojo system, which a lot of times new wrestlers do, the veterans don't, but he did. He wanted to kind of build himself back up. Became one of the top wrestlers in New Japan and Ring of Honor. Here he is, second matchup versus Mox. For this time, both times for the U.S. title. Mox getting the victory here in an unbelievable match. I give it 4-star. So we have Jon Moxley back as your IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, which I did call that in the preview as well. I called Mox winning night 1 and winning night 2. Next up, we have the Never Openweight Championship. This has always been kind of a building, kind of a stepping stone title. If you look at the people that have held the Never Openweight Championship, we had Taichi's held it, Kota Ibushi's held it, Will Ospreay's held it, Kenta, current champion, Naito, and Evil. So it's kind of like when you go from the cruiserweight, or the light heavyweight, junior heavyweight, to the big leagues of the heavyweights. It's kind of the in-between title. It's an open weight title, so the weight doesn't matter. You can have a Kenta or an Ospreay versus a Goto or a Zuki or somebody like that. So in this case here, we had Hiroki Goto versus Kenta. Goto actually won this title 2 years in a row. Wrestle Kingdom 12 and 13, or no, 11 and 12. He won the title. So yeah, I kind of picked him as well, which he did. He did get title over Kenta. 4-star match, classic match. Next up, we had Kota Ibushi and Jay White. Kota Ibushi has got to be one of the top wrestlers in professional wrestling today. The 2 matches he had here at Wrestle Kingdom, put on a 5-star match and a loss to Okada. Night 2 goes out there and puts on a match against Jay White. He took a spot that he had his back to the ring, standing on the ring apron. Jay White kind of clotheslined him. He came off the ring, off the side of the ring, hit the gate, the railing out there, like either in his face or his chin, and just fell between the gate and the ringside area. It's like a little void there. He bent the barrier. The rest of the show, you could see kind of a big old bend in that barrier. It's like, holy crap, he hit hard. He didn't move for like 10 seconds. It's like, is he hurt? Got back in the ring, put on a freaking match the rest of the night. I ended up giving it 3 3/4. I've seen some online 2. I enjoyed it. I think Jay White is underappreciated. I think he's not the greatest wrestler in the world. It's like he can hang with people, but he can't run the match. He's kind of like a John Cena was probably 10 years ago. I think as the more he wrestles, the more he's going to get better. But I think he's uber talented. I think he will be a world champion if in New Japan eventually. I would say either Wrestle Kingdom 15 or 16 he'll main event. He's that talented. He's just got to get it out. So he ended up getting the victory here over Ibushi. Next up we had Hiroyoshi Tanahashi versus Chris Jericho, non-title. As we all know, Chris Jericho is AEW World Heavyweight Champion right now. Jericho had told Tanahashi if Tanahashi can beat Jericho, he'll get an AEW title shot. Hiroshi Tanahashi has never, in his career, they had said, tapped out. So they said, I don't believe it, but I'm like, Kevin Kelly said that, I'm like, really? That's kind of hard for me to believe, but hey. He ended up submitting to Chris Jericho, which, wow, okay. The match was good. I ended up giving it 4 1/4. Jericho has thickened up over the last few years. I don't think he's as good of a wrestler as he once was. I think if this match happened a few years back, it'd been a lot better. But it's still a great match, hard-hitting match, a lot of submission. Jericho getting the victory there. 4 1/4 star. Now we have the main event. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship versus the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Title for title to crown the first ever double champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. Suzuki Okada versus Tenzan Naito. This match, it actually started off kind of slow actually. When the match started, you're like, okay, yeah, both these guys went 30 plus minutes the night before. How in the world are they going to go out here and do what we wanted them to do? Oh, they did. It picked up. Okada started trying to take out Naito's knee. Matter of fact, cleared off one of the announce table. Instead of throwing him through the announce table, threw his knee into the announce table. That looked like it hurt. He just kept working on the knee. Just doing Okada's, all his main moves and stuff. These two were taking them. They were brawling at one point. They were hitting each other so hard, freaking hard. Oh my god. It's like Okada in the match with Ibushi the night before. Every chop, Ibushi would just look him in the face. Like, same here with Naito. Naito was doing the same thing. Naito, there's an art to professional wrestlers playing up an injury. Oh, was Naito playing that knee? Oh, yes, he was. If he wasn't really hurt, you thought he was. You thought he couldn't take any more. He hurt that knee. 35 minutes, I think it ended up being, but it was just an amazing. No matter what Okada threw at him, he kicked out. No matter what Naito threw at Okada, he kicked out. Okada hit I don't know how many rainmakers. He did a rainmaker, a tombstone, a lariat kind of rainmaker. Naito kicked out. Naito hit him with the whatever that name, that finisher, his kind of weird name he's got on his. It's like a jumping DDT thing. He hit like 2 of those, and Okada kicked out. It's like every time you're like, what more can they do? Just like the World Title match the night before, I give it 5 star. Kenzo Naito is your first ever double champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. Just like I said in the preview. 11 of 19 matches I picked in the preview. 9 of 11 title matches that I predicted in the preview. Now, after Okada leaves the ring, Naito is celebrating with his 2 belts. In pops Kenta from the Bullet Club. Bullet Club attacks Naito. Not only do we have the prediction now of Naito versus Kenta, we have Bullet Club versus LIJ, probably. Bushi came out to help Naito, had a stare down with Kenta. So now we're not only going to feud Bullet Club and LIJ, which is probably two of the top factions in New Japan, and we get Kenta and Naito. And oh, by the way, we probably get Okada mixed in there. Oh, by the way, Jay White beat Ibushi. Ibushi had two of the greatest matches of. So Ibushi is well in there as well. Let's just throw that all up and have some fun. But yeah, that is going to wrap up Wrestle Kingdom review. Wow. That's all I can say. 2 5-star matches. 4, 5, 6. So 2 5-star matches. 8 4-star above matches. That starts 2020 with a bang. Make sure you stay tuned to Robert Sports Show. We're going to have the best of New Japan from 2019, the best of NXT, the best of NXT UK, the best of WWE. We'll have the NXT UK Blackpool 2 preview. We'll have the best of the WWE United Kingdom takeovers and specials. The best of, like I do with the best of Rumbles and Manias. We'll do all that for the best of the UK as well. All that coming this week on Robert Sports Show, along with the NFL divisional series. Some crazy shit going on in the NFL this weekend as well. But Wrestle Kingdom delivered. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.